You know what's amazing about it? And it still surprises me every Olympics. I love it. It's a great time for us this year in the UK. Mm-hmm. It's only an hour time difference to Paris. Is there actually even a time difference?
1 hour.
So an hour time difference. The fact of like every night you can just flick it on and it's whatever is on, whether it's archery, whether it's swimming, whether it's dressage. The one thing that wasn't shown a great deal was the golf. We'll come on to that in a minute. But you can just sit there for 3 or 4 hours and just consume sports at the highest level. And from a lot of sports, you have no idea the rules or how to play. Suddenly, by the end of it, you're an expert and you're cheering them on and you're devastated for the fourth place who set a PB but didn't quite fulfill a potential. Or it's just crazy. I absolutely love it.
I do. And I've been listening to it on the radio when I'm in the car. When I come home, it's on. Trampolining was my thing last week. I was driving home from a coaching lesson and listening to it on the radio. And then I ran into the house and I'm like, she's going for gold. I didn't even know who she was, but she was Great Britain. And then I watched it and I thought it looked amazing. And then you see their reactions, don't you? But also, you're like, I hope the opponents mess up.
Yeah.
And in golf, I don't normally be like that. I want it all to be fair, but when it's GB, I hope everybody messes up so we can get golds, silvers and bronzes.
What's fascinating as well is like you can watch a sport and again not know the rules, but by the end of it, that was a great performance. I think that's a 15 or 15.23, and you start to really get dialed into even the scoring system.
Yeah, like in in gymnastics, if you step forward when you land, that's worse than stepping back. Who knew? I know that now.
You know now. Yeah. You're an expert now. But we'll forget all that for the next Olympics in 4 years, and we'll relearn it all again. You've had a busy year, Soph. You've been covering a lot of golf. You were obviously here, then everywhere for the Open. Were you doing presenting work and radio work for the Open?
No, I committed to radio work this time because it's hard. It's over 25,000 steps, 2 rounds a day, Thursday, Friday. So yeah, I tried not to double bubble and refuse the corporate money this year because it was all about the golf for me. I loved it and I forgot how much I enjoyed Troon. So I used to go to Troon to play the Helen Home, which is the Scottish amateur for women. And it always felt miles away.
Yeah.
Because I used to live in Loughborough when I was at university. So it was another hour and a half further away. And it was always in April and the weather was miserable. So I was like, oh, Troon. And then I got up there and remembered just how amazing it was. Bearing in mind, Saturday afternoon wasn't amazing.
No,
that was a little bit wet. But yeah, I loved it. It's like the Olympics, isn't it? You finish the Open and you're like, that's the best tournament in the world.
What's fascinating as well is like, obviously here from Manchester, it's only like 3.5 hours away.
Yeah.
It's actually so easy to get to. I didn't know a great deal about Troon before the Open. We got to play it a few weeks beforehand, so I got to kind of learn more than just the 8th hole, the postage stamp. I did fall in love with the golf course. I think it's a fantastic golf course. And then watching the Open, obviously Xander Scheffler ended up winning it. We were all rooting, certainly here again in the UK, for Justin Rose. I feel like the UK and England this year have had a lot of second places, a lot of runners-up this year, including the Euros, where we missed out to Spain. We missed out at the Open. Justin Rose got second. And again, even moving into the Olympics, Tommy Fleetwood yesterday, I was literally on the edge of my seat all yesterday. And I've got to be honest, I didn't watch a great deal of Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm not sure if anyone did. But that final round on Sunday, I was absolutely glued. And to see Tommy Fleetwood in GB colours competing and just seemed like he was loving it, and he was so close to winning gold. But out of nowhere, and I mean nowhere, Scottie Scheffler put in a 6 under back 9 performance to shoot a course record equaling 62 and to win by 1 and to pick up the gold medal. This guy's superhuman. Like, what? He has just absolutely dominated golf for the last 2 or 3 years, and he doesn't look like he's slowing down one bit.
No, I mean, he came back in 29 shots. There was a 10-shot swing on the back 9 between him and John Rahm. And because we know Golf National, we've had the Ryder Cups there, we've had French Opens there, you know how hard the finish is. You know those last 6 are difficult. You might be able to pick a shot up on the par 5 14th, but coming down the last 4 holes, it's anyone's game. And I was, being a true Brit, watching it in the pub, playing darts yesterday. Yeah.
Nice. What a way to watch it.
What a way to watch it. And when he birdied 16, it was one of the loudest cheers I've had in golf, like just watching it with total non-golfers, but people that enjoyed the Olympics. And then having to explain to them, yeah, but 17 and 18 are really difficult holes here. He might not birdie them. But then from a golf point of view, I'm thinking, well, if he bogeys them, he doesn't just lose the tournament. He might not get silver. He might not get bronze. And that was really exciting for me. They're thinking of golds, and I'm thinking, what could you lose? The shot into 18, if he finds the water, he doesn't even win a medal. That was good. And it was on television for the last 2 holes, Rick. But listen to this. My friend's little boy, Teddy, he's 9 years old, doesn't know much about golf. Scottie Scheffler was on. And he said, if he could just putt well, then he would win. I said, how did you know that? Like, even he knows if he could just putt well, he would win. And I mean, did he putt well? He birdied 14, 15, 16 and 17.
He's superhuman. Full credit for the podium finishes. Obviously, it's Scottie Scheffler with 19 under par, gold medalist, only the 3rd gold medalist in the modern era. Second place was obviously homegrown Tommy Fleetwood. We're all rooting for him. He was just kind of there and thereabouts. Didn't fall off, but didn't also push. I think silver was somewhat. He was so close to goal, but I think silver was a fair result for him. And then Japanese Hideki Matsuyama in bronze position, which is also great. But there was so many stories and so many narratives and so many directions. And like you say, I've made some notes last night when I was watching it. Normally in a golf event, 2nd and 3rd don't matter. Really, do they? But it really did matter, like you said, that 6-7 footer that Tommy had on the last. That was really, really important. Otherwise, he was going to a playoff with Hideki Matsuyama for silver and bronze. It was like there was no money involved in that. It was pure passion. It's like he had to hold that putt to take the silver medal, and he actually did. It was such a great up and down from the back of the green on 18, after unfortunately not getting up and down on 17.
Yeah, I thought they did really well with the golf course and how they did the runoffs, the bowl greens, and he had a hard shot on 17. He didn't catch it how he wanted to, and then 18. That hole is a hard birdie hole. It's a hard par hole. He gave the chip a chance, so I don't think he'll have a regret of not going for gold. But then, like you say, he rolled it in. And when they stand on the podium with the national anthems and they're there in the tracksuits, they're Olympians. Yeah. And that's the importance of golf being in the Olympics, to show it to other people. There was loads of people watching, wasn't there? That was good.
That was one of my biggest takeaways. The crowd was way bigger than I expected. Like, it was packed, wasn't it?
Yeah, and when Victor Perez made that eagle, it was like a football sound, wasn't it? I mean, he was unlucky. Did he come 4th in the end?
I think he came 4th. He shot 6 on the back 9 as well.
Unfortunately, no one remembers 4th, do
they? That's the issue with the Olympics. The crowd was much bigger than expected. The broadcast, but it was hard to tell. The broadcast kept saying the crowd was a lot of non-golfers. I thought that was hard to tell from watching on TV.
Well, maybe they weren't in the FootJoy shoes and they didn't have the glove hanging out the back of the pocket.
I think the big thing that I noticed was how the fans really dressed in their nation colours. Either they had flags or they had bucket hats with Union Jacks on, or I saw some guys with England shirts on, or you had American flags here, then everywhere, and stars and stripes. Like, the crowd really showed their colours quite literally to their players, which again you don't normally see at a golf event.
And the players are wearing their country's colours. The fact that they're going to other events. I saw Scottie Scheffler went to the gymnastics to watch Simone Biles. The inspiration of being around other great athletes. That 2 weeks, or the week I suppose, that they're at the Olympics, I think that's what they'll remember. Watching others, going to the gym, seeing what they do and feeling part of something. Because as a golfer, it is very individual. But at the Olympics, you're doing it for your team, as in Team GB, and your country, as in the United States. And Scottie Scheffler crying. I don't
Never
think
seen
he
that.
thought he was going to cry when he got his medal, and it was emotional. It felt different. It felt great. It looked great. And for everybody that was slightly negative about the Olympics, Rory McIlroy being one of them when it first came back.
Because he didn't play in the first one, did he, from memory?
No, because he got out of it. There was a Zika virus, wasn't there, in Rio? And there was a lot of people that didn't go, made their excuses. And then Justin Rose went and really embraced it and won the gold medal. And then obviously Tokyo, COVID affected. This one felt like the first good go at it, didn't it?
It did. And I think going back to that, like, I think there was a lot of different reasons why this one seemed a lot bigger and more exciting. Like I say, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil's not known for golf. So straight away, you've not really got a home golfer. The golf course was, I don't even remember it. Was it even built just for the Olympics? It was a bit, whether it was still even a golf course now, who knows? Tokyo, seemed really weird because, like I say, it was COVID, etc. I think the next 3 years we've got real promise.
Riviera.
Imagine that. Is that where it is? LA? Is it Riviera
it's
next
Riviera.
time?
I think you could be Snoop Dogg. Okay.
I like that.
You could be the mascot. That's a job, isn't it?
What a life he's living at the moment, Snoop Dogg, by the way. And then is it Brisbane 4 years after that?
Oh, where's
Ben
Australia?
I'm sure. Is it not? I'm sure it's LA next, and then it's Brisbane in 2032. Anyway, I think the next two Olympics with golf in it will be at amazing golf courses. Am I right?
Yeah, you are.
It'll be amazing golf courses, and they'll have home talent, representing. And I think that adds to it all. I think when, like I say, the other two have just not seemed to have added to that kind of hype, really.
Well, look at the swimming.
Yeah.
Leon Marchand.
Yeah.
Didn't know who he was 2 weeks ago. Now
Exactly.
I think he's the greatest swimmer in the world.
It's unbelievable,
but the French, the noise that was there. So, yeah, I think that's a really good point. But what's great is you've watched that and thought, I want to go to the next Olympics. Yeah. I'm invested in golf now.
I'm gutted I didn't go to Paris.
I am.
I had opportunities to go and I didn't. I thought, I don't think it's going to be that good.